Hey, what's up, guys? This is a demo video for Frederick, Phillip, and for Lane. I got all of your guys' SP Sabers, high ground Sabers in at the same time, so I went ahead and I did all three at the same time. And since they're all exactly the same and set up the same, I'm just going to demo the one Saber. This one in particular happens to be Phillip's because he wanted the brass neck. But they all are identical. All right, they're all installed with Proffies, 2-button setups. So your front switch here will be your activation. Your back on the clamp card, that's your auxiliary. They all have CC Sabers in here for your lit NeoPixel connector. And then how you get to the chassis is you want to unscrew the pommel, but keep in mind the pommel is reverse threaded. So for whatever reason, this is a righty-loosey, lefty-tighty pommel, and that's consistent on all three of these, and then actually on every single one of these that I've done. I've probably done around 7 or 8. All right, so turn it to the right to take it off. You'll see your chassis right here. What you want to do is come over here on this big greebly and just unscrew it a little bit. All right, so we're going to head unscrew that. That is regular threading, so unscrew that. Then from here, you can pull your chassis out. Just make sure this is unscrewed all the way. Pull it out all the way like this. And then this is what all three of your chassis look like. So you have removable battery set up here, your Proffies board right here with easy access to your SD card and your micro USB. A 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker. This is fully enclosed and a bit recessed, so that's the same on all of them. And of course your 2 switches are right here in your chassis. On these I opted to just use a blade side PCB here, and then a 7-pin PCB up inside of that Saber. That's kind of hard to see, but that never comes out. All right, so we'll throw a battery in this guy.
I have the high ground.
Clips right in, and then when you're putting this in, there's nothing to kind of orientate the chassis. So when you're putting it in, you just kind of want to make sure you're lining up your switches with your actual switches on your Saber. Push that all the way in. I pointed not to the switch box, but that's what you want to line it up with. All right. I was thinking of the Desert Wanderer where these are the switches, but no, you want to line up your switches on your chassis with the control box, obviously, because this is where your switches are at. But push the chassis all the way in until you feel it bouncing on those pins, and then push it all the way against the pins and lock it down with this greebly right here. This is your chassis retention. All right, so we'll lock it down. Again, we'll come over here and put the pommel on, but remember, when you want to tighten the pommel down, turn it to the left. All right. I found that the threading was like that here, and it's also like that from the neck and the body, which is something that you guys will never take off anyway. It was just interesting to note. All right. So once we get all that locked in place, come over here and hit activation. Auxiliary. You can tap it to turn it off, or in Phillip's case, there's a twist off as well. Now, you'll notice on here, this pommel sits out quite a bit, this pommel cap. What I did was, it came with a small washer that had this stick out a little bit for sound venting. I put one more washer in there, but it's very easy to take out if you don't like how much that sticks out. I just wanted you guys to have the most amount of sound venting possible, so that's why it's like that. All right. The LEDs. Auxiliary back here. We'll throw a blade in. How to put a blade in is you want to grab the emitter piece right here and just unscrew this top cup. All right. This will come right off. The threading on here is very thin, so take your time putting it back on. All right. So we got this. You have a place for 2 blade retention screws, though the kit only came with 1, so I just went ahead and I put the 1 in here. It's really kind of all we need. But you want to take this ring, put it on your 1-inch blade, just slide it up like that, no biggie. Then we'll come over here and we'll put our blade in and lock the blade retention down. All the kits come with their own Allen keys. So you'll have an Allen key to do this. If you decide that you want to put an extra blade retention in here, I'm not sure the size, though I know it is metric. All right, so you'll be looking for a metric. But tighten that blade retention down. Go ahead and come and screw this emitter ring back on. And then everything's good to go. Good flash on flash. Sound tracks on each font is a long press on the power. And then another long press to turn it off. Just like that. And then going to the next sound font is just a tap on the auxiliary, and these will be the stock font package.
Smooth Jedi.
Or the stock fonts, rather, sorry.
Smooth gray. Smooth fuzz.
Blade lockup is holding down auxiliary and hitting the saber. So this is blade lockup. And we'll go ahead and we'll take the blade out. So again, taking the emitter ring off. Finding which hole is the blade retention, and we'll loosen that and take the blade out. And we'll just put the emitter ring back on. So like I said, when putting the emitter ring back on, just do it slow. Make sure you catch the threading right. Since they're so small, it can be very easy to cross thread if you try to jam it on there. All right, so we'll take the pommel out, off rather. Unscrew our chassis retention greebly, and then pull the chassis out, just like that. And then you can come over here from the positive side of the battery by the PCB and pop it out with your finger. All right, so that is pretty much how your guys' high grounds work. Let me know if you got any questions, because I plan on getting these out in the mail to you tomorrow. Thanks.